Hi, everybody. It is a pleasure to have you here with us in this online academic camp with Global Studies. Please don't forget that Global Studies is an educational agency which helps you to apply to different destinations around the world. And we are happy to help you if you want to apply to study in the UK, US, Canada, Germany, and many other destinations. I will be sharing with you our WhatsApp number and our email address so you can contact us. And here you have them in the screen. You can call us in our WhatsApp number. You have here our email address. You can contact us for free, and you can apply for the different options that we have for you. You can find us in our social media as Global Studies UK. You can find us in Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and you will know more about the and the options that they can offer you. And now is from Lauren Crabb. She's Director of International Faculty of Health, and she will be sharing with us the different options that Anglia Ruskin University, Cambridge can offer us. Lauren, how are you?
Hello, thank you very much for having me, Hugo. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Let us know the different options that the university. If someone wants to make questions, please write your question, and Lauren will help us to answer. Please, Lauren, go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hugo. Yeah, it's lovely to be here today. Thank you so much for having me. I know I have a very strong accent, so if there's anything you don't understand or anything you'd like me to repeat, then please just do shout out. So as Hugo said, my name is Dr. Lauren Crabb. I work for Anglia Ruskin University in the UK. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more about Anglia Ruskin and a little bit about what you can expect from our healthcare courses. But first of all, I really just wanted to get us into the mood and to inspire us when we're thinking about what might a healthcare profession look like and what kind of impact can that have on other people. So Hugo, I would just like to share that video. It's only 1 minute long, if that's okay, but I think it's a really motivating video and it'd be a great way to start the talk, if that's okay.
Perfect. We will start with you. Please let me. I think I have some problem to add it to the screen. Okay, it is ready. Please go ahead.
To go. Thank you.
I have lived 1,000 lives.
Feeling okay?
I am every one of them, and they are me. I have been the future she fought for, and the future they dreamed about. I have restarted hearts and resuscitated hope. I have been newfound strength. I have been John's second first step, and I have been the present in someone's past. I am midnight and the morning light. I have moulded amputees into athletes. I am the pupil, the teacher, the leader. Don't just live your life, live 1,000 lives. We are the NHS. We are recruiting now. Search NHS careers.
Lovely, thank you. I really hope that video was quite inspiring and maybe a bit thought-provoking about what a healthcare profession looks like. So I just wanted to spend the next couple of minutes talking about what we do as university and how we help you get on your career as a healthcare worker. So the slides have kind of changed a little bit as they've been compressed, but every university in the UK has to align to the Nursing and Midwifery Council competencies. So as you can see, or perhaps not see very well, these are 5 competencies that we would guarantee that every student would graduate with these 5 competencies. And by having these 5 competencies, this means that you will be registered to work for the NHS and you'll be able to begin your career as a nurse, as a midwife, or any of the other types of healthcare workers that you could see. So one of the first things that we always make sure that our students are is that to be a nurse, you must demonstrate a commitment to patient care and safeguarding to the public. So this is really important in terms of how you understand what a patient needs and how you give them effective treatment in making sure that they can return back to society or that they can have a fulfilling life. All nurses need to make sure that they have effective communication, as this is essential, providing compassionate care and person-centred care. In the UK, in our healthcare system, the NHS, or the National Healthcare System, is really pushing person-centred care. So this means that we look at the holistic patient, we look at every detail of their life, or every aspect of their care that they need, rather than just treating one symptom of one problem. We're looking at it in a much more person-centred way. And we need to make sure that our patients are having informed decisions. And that means that as nurses or as midwives or as healthcare supporters, we need to make sure that we stay up to date with our research and our knowledge. So to be research literate, to understand academic research and to understand how the profession is moving forward is really important. And these are the skills that we help you develop at Anglia Ruskin University. There's also the management and leadership aspect. So although you might be a nurse or a midwife or a physiotherapist, within that profession, you're going to be expected to move forward in your career. You're going to be expected not just to be the profession that you have qualified in, but you're also probably going to want to build your career and build your experiences. And to do that, you need management and leadership. And this is the kind of thing that will help you develop as you progress through our courses. And you also need to make sure that you have ongoing learning and professional learning throughout your career. And this is something that's really important for UK healthcare workers. And I'll show you how it means you can develop your career and progress up the career ladder now. So this is just a little snippet or kind of a visualization of what you can expect to achieve financially when you work in the NHS in the UK. Working within the NHS, we separate our different levels of employees in bands. So these go all the way from band 1 up into band 8 or band 9. And every pay is transparent, as you can see, it's on the slide there. And every band has a different set of competencies or a different set of responsibilities that go with it. So in the UK, in order to be a qualified nurse or midwife, you need to have a degree. And this would be the same for a social worker, a physiotherapist, an occupational therapist. All of these healthcare professions, they are professions, they need a degree with them. So once you have your degree and you're qualified, you're ready to enter the National Health Service. You will enter at band 5. So as you can see, at band 5, you'll be earning a minimum of £31,049 per year. And this progresses up to £37,790 per year. So this is your salary that you'd expect to get when you complete your studies with us and you get your first job as a qualified nurse or midwife or so on. And as you can see on the left-hand side, I think it's quite small, but you will get access to the slides afterwards. On the left-hand side are the types of job roles that you get within each band. So for example, when you enter at band 5, you're what's called a staff nurse. And you can work your way up to band 6 to become a junior sister or a junior charge nurse. Band 7 could be a ward sister and so on. And on the right-hand side, you will see that support in education. So when we talked about lifelong learning, when we talked about needing to keep up to date with your skills and know the existing research, this is because in order to progress in your career, in order to move up those salary bands, to get more responsibility within your job role, in order to progress your career, you need to keep having that education. So as we said, at level 5, this is where you have your bachelor's, you have your BSc. When you get into level 6, you'd start to need some leadership program here. So it wouldn't be a full-on master's at this point. It might just be a leadership program. The NHS does a lot of leadership programs. We also have leadership short courses and so on. And then as you get into level 8, and then perhaps level 8 and then into level 9, this is where we start to see you need to have an MSc or an MA, and then perhaps a PhD going on into those really high career roles. So always throughout your career, you're expected to continue and to learn, you're expected to engage in learning and to develop your career as you continue. So this is just the starting point of what your career in nursing or your career in healthcare could look like and how you might progress through those bands. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit more about what a career in nursing could look like. I'm going to concentrate most on nursing today, although we do have lots of different courses and I will touch on those courses. But nursing tends to be our most popular course, and it's also the one that's broadest. And as you can see here, there's a multitude of different careers that you can have within nursing. So even if you go into, for example, in adult nursing, the first one up there is acute hospital settings, those bands and those salary brackets will still apply to you. Even if you went into, for example, mental health nursing, you have the acute inpatient wards as the first bullet point, you'd still have to work up through those salary bands and those different experiences as well. So it's a very transparent system. It's very easy for you to navigate. And whatever you choose in terms of your speciality, you'll know that you'll need that kind of progression and what you need to reach each level. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Anglia Ruskin University so you can understand what a university does and how it can support you in your healthcare career. So Anglia Ruskin University is one of many universities in the UK. And as you can see from this map, we are located in the eastern region of the UK. We have 5 campuses across the eastern region, and our healthcare nurse and our healthcare courses run in each of these campuses. We have ARU Peterborough, ARU Cambridge, ARU Chelmsford, and we have a smaller campus, ARU London. We also have a new campus called ARU Writtle, which is very close to our Chelmsford campus. The main focus of Anglia Ruskin University is that we're a regional university. So as you can see here, we have a very big geographical spread, or big for the UK, and perhaps not for other countries, but the UK is a very small country. But we have a big spread over the eastern region of the UK. And we are the university who supplies the NHS with the biggest amount of healthcare graduates in the eastern region. So we're really important in this region. We know that we're very good at creating healthcare workers, and we know that those who graduate with us go into healthcare worker roles after they graduate. We're really important to the economy of the healthcare in the eastern region of the UK because of the work that we do. If you were to join us at Anglia Ruskin University, as you can see from the previous slide, we're a very large university and we cover a lot of area. So we need to organise ourselves into different departments in order to make sure that the students get the best possible experiences necessary. The first layout that we have is faculties. We have 4 faculties at Anglia Ruskin University, and this probably is going to be very common, and you probably would have been able to understand these 4 faculties. We have the Faculty of Business and Law. We have the Faculty of Science and Engineering. We have the Faculty of Social Science and Education. And then we have the faculty that I work for. I work for the Faculty of Health, Medicine and Social Care. Now, this faculty is our largest faculty. We have about 10,000 students in this faculty. So again, we need to organise ourselves to make sure that we can deliver the best education possible and make sure that our graduates are ready for the workforce. So within our faculty, we have 4 schools. We have the School of Medicine, which I think is pretty explanatory. It kind of explains itself, and that is headed by Professor Sanjeev. We then have our School of Midwifery and Community Health, and the types of courses that you might be interested in within this school is midwifery, and we also have child and adolescents mental well-being. We also have our international nursing studies. Perhaps there might be 1 or 2 of you in the audience who might already be qualified in your home country and you're thinking of turning that diploma into a bachelor's program. We have what's called a top-up, where you can develop your diploma into a bachelor's if you're already qualified in your own country. We then have our School of Nursing. Our School of Nursing, we have 3 nursing disciplines. We have adult nursing, child nursing, and mental health. At the moment, our adult nursing is the only course that's available for international students. But if you have an EU residency or a UK residency, then you can also apply for our mental health nursing and child nursing. And then our final school is our School of Allied Health and Social Care. So the type of undergraduate courses that we have in this school, we have our social work, we have paramedic, we have medical science, pharmaceutical science, and public health. So we have a broad range of our allied healthcare courses within this school. So these organisational schools are really important because this is where you belong. So for example, if you chose to do adult nursing with us, then you'd have Dr. Laura Adley as your head of school. She would be the point of contact for you, and she would be the person who's really leading the school and making sure that your experience is as good as it possibly could be. So just some little facts about you, about ARU, and why we think our nursing programme is really good. We know that over 90% of our graduates, and for international students, this is more like over 98% of our students, they find work within the first, is it 15 months? It says here, yeah, 15 months of completing their degree. So this is across all of our healthcare courses, but we know for nursing, this is much higher. And we know that all of our students who want to go straight into a job afterwards. And I'll explain to you why in a little bit more detail later about why it's easy to guarantee that you will get a job if you want to. Those that don't get a job after they've qualified are those that don't want to. So it might be that they return home, or it might be they take a gap year and they go traveling or something. But we know that if you want to get a job at the end of our degree, you're very, very likely to be able to do that. You have the use of our world-class facilities, and I'll show you some photos of those in a moment. All of our courses are taught by the practitioners and the professionals from that profession. So for example, if you're doing a nursing course, you'll be taught by a nurse. So when you're in the skills labs, which I'll show you some photos of, we know that you're being taught by people who are at the forefront of their profession, who perhaps have working weekend shifts, and they'll come in to you on a Monday morning, they'll tell you what happened on their weekend shift. So we know that you're going to be very prepared and very well networked by the time you graduate with us. You also have the opportunity to study abroad, and I'll show you a couple of slides of that later on as well. So we're very confident that we make good nurses, we make good healthcare workers, and we know that our reputation in the UK and in our Eastern region is strong working with our employers, and they know they can trust us to train nurses, to train midwives, to train social workers in a way that means they're career ready. And we do that because we make sure that everything we do is aligned to those nursing and midwifery competencies that I talked about in the first couple of slides. So we know that you're going to be safe and competent practitioners because of the skills that you're going to be doing and the practical element of this course. We know you're going to be research aware because that's how our assessments are created, and that's how we teach you. We know that you're going to be non-judgmental and anti-discriminatory because this is in everything we do as nurses. And we know that you're going to be accountable, and you'll be able to advocate on behalf of your patients, and you'll be able to work autonomously. This means that you're going to be fit for practice from the very first day, and by the time you graduate, you're going to be able to be career ready. So I just want to talk a little bit about the specific courses and what we can offer you at ARU. So with ARU, it might be that you will need to complete a foundation year before you start your year one with us. So we have ARUC, or ARU College, that does this for us. ARU College is a one-year program that is designed to make you ready to start your 3-year bachelor's program. This one-year foundation year has lots and lots of really useful information that's going to mean that you're going to be successful very early on in your year 2, year 3, and your year 4. So in your foundation year, you can expect to have the maths, the English, and the academic skills. So this means that the qualification that you'll receive means that you'll be able to go directly into the nursing degree. And we know that that content is going to be good enough, that you're going to be prepared. So not only do you have that basic educational elements, you also have the elements that are going to be helpful for you when it comes to nursing. or any of the healthcare careers. So this means that we have modules on biology, we have modules on psychology and contemporary healthcare. So again, you're ready to start year 2, and you'll be able to go there with a really good head start. So in preparation for that, we make sure that we have talks from academics, we have bridging events where you're connected from your very first year to your seniors. You get to go on tours of the campus, you get to meet people who you're going to be sharing your experiences with. And one of the big important things that we do within this year is the interview preparation. So before you start your course, you need to be successful at interview. And this foundation year will help prepare you for that interview. We make sure that all of our students, right from the very first day, is prepared. They know what they need to do. They've had time to practice it. So when it comes to the actual interview, we find that a lot of our students, if not all of them, are very successful. In order for you to practice any healthcare profession in the UK, you need to have a DBS, or disclosure and barring check, and an occupational health check. So these things, again, will help you do before you enter your course. The disclosure and barring, or DBS, is a check, a background police check. We need to make sure that you are safe to work with vulnerable adults or safe to work with children. And we can do this for a check when you arrive in the UK. You also need to have an occupational health check. So this just means that we know that you're safe to work in the hospital environment. So it means that you have your vaccinations. It might mean that we have to think about how you need to work, or what you need to work if you have any conditions that might mean that we need to support you in an extra way. So all this stuff we will help you with, and we'll support you through on your journey. When you do then start with us for the BSc course, once you have finished your foundation year, you have 3 more years. And this is now where we really start to drill down into the practicalities of your healthcare profession. In year 1, we have a common first year. So if you're doing nursing, whatever profession of, or whatever discipline of nursing, you have a common first year. And then in year 2 and year 3, you start to specialize. I don't want to go into too much detail on this slide, because I know there's a lot of writing on this slide, but I really just want to draw your attention here to the graph in the top right-hand corner. So this pie chart shows the structure of your course, and this is going to be the same if you do midwifery or nursing. This is a practical course. 50% of your time on this course, you are going to be in a hospital. This is where you're going to be practicing the skills of being a nurse or being a midwife. So again, previously when I talked about, we know that we're very good at making sure that you're going to be a competent or a safe nurse. And we do this by when you go out on placement. And some universities, they will have you in placement on year 3 or year 4. From us at ARU, we have you in placement from your 2nd year. So if you do your foundation, from your 2nd year, you're going out on placement. So year 2, year 3, and year 4. You'll be going out on placement, practicing your nursing skills. So 50% is your practical on placement. 25% of your time is in a classroom. So this is the more traditional academic classrooms where you'll be in lectures or in seminars. It's only a quarter of your time on the course. The other quarter of your time is in the skills lab, and I'll show you some photos of the skills lab now. So as you can see, these are made to look like hospital wards, but these are actually in the university building. So 25% of your time, you'll be in these skills labs of what they're called. So this has the same equipment and it has the same setup as a hospital. And this is where you're going to practice your practical skills. So you can see there's a mixture of mannequins and real life patients. And you can see that the students are practically doing lots of different things doing lots of different things with our mannequins. Here, for example, there's a picture of a mannequin that has an injury and the student is doing some work with that mannequin. I'll just go back to this slide. You'll see here that the students are all in their uniform. And this goes back to one of those nursing competencies about being professional. So when you are in the skills labs and you do have this time to practice those skills, we'll expect you to be professional. So expect you to look like a nurse with your uniform. And you'd have to go by the uniform code that we have. So that means, as you can see, the hair is tied back. There's no jewelry, there's no fake nails, no fake eyelashes. For some students, this can be quite difficult, but we know that this is the best way to prepare you as students, to prepare you to be successful healthcare workers in the UK. So in those 25% of the time, this is when you're being taught by our nurses. So if you can see, again, very small in this bottom picture, there is a woman in her blue uniform. So this blue uniform shows that she is a nurse in the NHS, and this shows her rank and her level. The students, you can see, all have the purple uniform on, and this is the uniform that shows that they are students. So that clear level of communication and professionalism is practiced in the university as well as in the hospital when you're out on placement. There's a couple more photos, but they haven't come through on the slideshow. But these are our facilities. We're very, very proud of these facilities. These have been the equipment in our skills labs really, really reflect what you see in the hospital. So we know that you can make all your mistakes in the skills lab, you can do all your practicing. So when it actually comes to you go in to treat a patient, you'll be really confident because you've done it before, you've practiced on your colleagues, you've practiced on the mannequins. So you know that when it comes to communicating with a real life patient or treating them, we know that you're going to feel comfortable and confident. So again, just going through the types of learning that you'll have. So in your 25%, that's the more academic, the more theory, you'll have online seminars, you'll have face-to-face seminars, you'll have lectures, lots of interprofessional learning. So even if you're, for example, want to be a social worker, you'll be expected to work with a nurse. So you have lots of this talking and communicating across courses, across professions, making sure that your communication skills are professional and as accurate as they possibly can be. Just want to talk to you a little bit about the placement. So I said that right from the very start, you'll be expected to go out and you'll be expected to deal with patients. So this is how we support you through that journey. So for example, if you join us in September, so once you've completed your foundation year, you'll then join us in September. In October, you'll learn a little bit about the legalities, the legalities of what you need to do when you're on placement and how you're going to be looked after. In November, you'll be talked about where you're going to be working, so the hospital and the ward. In December, you'll get to see your placement information, so you'll be able to understand what your hours might be, what your shift pattern might be, and then you'll have your inductions in February. So from February, March time, you'll be expected to go out into placement. So you join us in September, October, November, December, January, February, we're supporting you. You're doing those skills lab sessions, and then you'll be going out on your very first placement. So all that time we'll be supporting you, making sure you understand what you need to do, making sure that you have the right support networks around you. So you won't be doing this by yourself. I know it sounds like it could be very scary, but we do our very best to make sure you're supported all the way through. I just want to share the next video with you. So this one is 2 minutes long, and this kind of steps away now from the specific courses that we offer at ARU. And this is more about the experience of international students. So these students are from our International Week or our Global Week. And this is where we celebrate all different types of student cultures around the world. So where they're from, the type of food that they eat, the type of dress that they have. So they really come together to share their experiences with their other student colleagues. So Hugo, again, I'd just like to share this video, if that is okay.
Okay, please.
Let's see how successful we are. Can you see that okay? I think I need to.
Yes. Let me. Okay.
Yep. Is that okay?
I can see your screen.
If I make it full screen, is that better?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so this is 2 minutes long, this video.
Our experience here in Anglia Ruskin University has been great. We have been supported all the time since the very first beginning. All the questions or the problems, the issues that we have, yeah, they have been like next to us, asking, concerning about us. So it has been really, really nice. People, staff, lecturers, everyone is very helpful. They make you feel like you are in this community. You're not alone.
Here you got different cultures, and you get to live in the university with these cultures, and the same thing you see in the city. So it's kind of like a preparation. So being a student in ARU was like, it was the best thing that happened to me.
It is like a really good experience because there are a lot of international students around here. So I didn't feel like alone in the process of being new to the country and being able to adapt to this new culture. So for me, that's also really nice because I could share with others the same feelings too.
They have been also looking for us to join all the activities that they do here in the university. They invite us to participate, to join other clubs.
I mean, the support class, the English language classes. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we are delighted to be here.
Well, I think that it's good to be a student in Cambridge because Cambridge is kind of a city for students. There are a lot of students around, so you do meet a lot of people at your age, and you have similar interests, and that's also like really cool to be with. And I think that's what makes it unique.
Team Haru.
Thank you. Okay, so hopefully that gave a little bit of a flavour about the International Week and how the different students across the campus celebrate their culture. So those students are all from Latin America talking about their experiences. So hopefully that kind of made you feel that you could see yourself there. That would be fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to skip through this slide and talk to you a little bit about ARU temps, if that's okay. And again, this slide hasn't travelled very well. I'm very sorry, but I know for a lot of students that working whilst they are studying is very important, and it's something that they know they'll have to do in order to support themselves. If you are on an international visa, or a Tier 4 visa as it was called, you can work up to 20 hours a week. And those 20 hours a week, they can be any job you like. They can be in a healthcare setting, or they can be in a local restaurant or a local bar, or you can even work for the university. At Anglia Ruskin University, we have an employability bureau called ARU Temps. And this is a team of people, and their role is to help students find jobs. So they have a platform where they advertise different types of external vacancies. So this might be cleaning for a local company, it might be bar work, it might be working in a restaurant, it might be in a care home, it could be local NHS hospitals, might have healthcare assistant roles. So all of these jobs we advertise through the platform. We also have jobs working for the university. So it might be working in a cafeteria, again, it might be a cleaner, or we also have student ambassadors. So student ambassadors are paid hourly, and this means that you might be doing a tour of campuses for prospective students, you might be doing open days, you might be coming to webinars like this with me. Sometimes I bring some students along to talk to us about their experiences. So there's lots of support available at ARU to help you find a job. All these jobs will be listed on the platform, and you just need to apply for them. ARU Temps will also help you in developing your CV or your resume. So you'll get some guidance on how to write that out. We'll also give you some guidance on interview skills. So if you do get asked to go for an interview, then you'd have those skills and that experience to help you be successful. So at ARU, we have this employability group called ARU Temps, and it's their job to help you find part-time job when you're with us, because we know that it's very, very important. I talked before about the opportunity to study abroad. And again, this slide hasn't travelled well. A couple of the photos have gone sideways. But we have a lot of our students who travel overseas for 2 weeks or 6 months, anywhere between that broad range. They do lots of different things. So they do skill development workshops. They can, if you're doing a nursing or a midwifery degree, you can also work in a hospital overseas. The photos you can see here are from one of our student nurses. She travelled to Sri Lanka for 1 month, and she was working in a Sri Lankan hospital. So there's lots of different things that you can do to gain experiences with ARU through your studies. We also have some programs to help support you financially when you're studying abroad as well. Okay, now I know this is probably the most interesting and the most exciting slide, or a couple of slides that are coming up for you guys in terms of the financial support that ARU offer. So if you do come to us through ARUC, through ARU College, we have lots of different available options for you, and it just depends on the categories that you fit into. So for example, if you are from if you have a citizenship with the UK or the EU, then you might be eligible for the ARU bursary. So the ARU bursary is automatically given to students based on their household income. If you have a household income of up to £25,000 annually, you'll get £300 a year. And between £25,000 and £42,000 a year, you'll get £2,000 annually for your studies. If you are part of the Navitas family, so for example, if you have family members, which is defined as a brother, a sister, stepbrother or stepsister, mother, father, son, daughter, stepchild, husband or wife, who have previously studied at any of our Navitas colleges, you'll receive the equivalent of 10% reduction in your tuition fee. So if you have anybody who has ever gone through a Navitas course before, then just reach out to your agents. They'll be able to help support you if you are eligible for the 10% tuition fee. For ARU students, for new student enrolment, all foundation year students, so if you do go to ARUC, ARU College, you'll get a £1,000 new student enrolment discount. So on your second trimester, you'll get this discount. You also get a progression scholarship. So if once you have completed your ARUC course, your foundation year, and you then move on to the next years in your course with us at ARU, you'll then get another £1,000 as well. Okay, Hugo, I had one more slide, but I think that slide didn't travel either, unfortunately. So that was really what I wanted to summarize, and I just wanted to kind of make the same couple of points again, if that's okay.
Please.
Just that ARU is a very big university in the UK. We're based in the Eastern region. We're one of the biggest suppliers of the workforce to the National Health Service, to the NHS in England. We know that we produce very, very good graduates who find work within the NHS if they want to. And we know that we're very good because we have been doing this for a very long time. We have a large number of students who go through ARU and then go into work very successfully as careers in the NHS. Hopefully from that presentation, you can see that there's lots of support networks for you all throughout your course, whether you go through ARU College or you enter straight into us with ARU. And we know that we're able to support you on your career. So your journey with us doesn't finish when you graduate. You then also have the options to come back to do your master's with us if you wanted to do some professional development courses with us, and to help you support you as you work your way through that NHS career ladder, as you saw, going through those different boundaries. So I know I touched mostly on nursing today, but if there is any other courses you'd like some more information about, I'm more than happy to talk about them, or we can arrange to meet at a different time to talk about any other courses or any healthcare professions. But Hugo, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I hope that presentation gave you a bit more of an insight, and I'll be very welcome and very happy to answer any questions or queries that might come up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. It is really important, all the information that you gave. Questions. When are the intakes that when students can apply? Please.
Fantastic. Yeah. So for Anglia Ruskin College, we have our intakes in September and in January. If a student didn't need the foundation pathway and they could enter directly, then we have intakes in September and March. So these are spaced throughout the year. And the reason why we space them throughout the year is because of those hospital placements that I was talking about. We need to make sure that we have enough capacity within our local hospitals. So we have our intakes in September and January for our foundation courses. and then September and March for our healthcare courses for the direct entry.
And there is another question, and it is related to accommodation options. Please, the university has accommodation options for the students?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we do have small amounts of university accommodation, but it depends on what campus. So, for example, our Chelmsford campus, we have a good amount of student accommodation, but this is also on a direct train line to London. So we find that a lot of our international students like to live a little bit closer to London. So they might then use our good transport links to live in London and then commute to the university. If you choose to study in our Cambridge campus, we have less student accommodation. But as you can imagine, it's a very famous city. It's a very expensive city to live in. So we find that here we have our students who tend to live outside of Cambridge and then they travel in. But there is a lot of different options in terms of private accommodation, university halls, and then student halls as well. So again, on our website, there's lots of information about accommodation and accommodation types. But we have, again, just depending on budget, we have something to suit everyone.
There's another question. How long in advance is good to apply to the university, considering, for example, a student coming from abroad?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we have a rolling intake, so we don't tend to close our applications. We tend to keep them open all year. And exactly for that reason, Hugo, that we know that students coming from abroad, they need to prepare a lot of different information, a lot of different paperwork. It can take a long time. Perhaps they need to organize things from their family perspective as well. So we keep our applications open. So students are welcome to apply throughout the whole year. And then once they get to a position where they're ready to commit to come to the UK, that's when we know what intake they'll want to go to. But we constantly keep in contact with you. We constantly support you. So depending on how quickly you can put your applications together, how quickly you can meet those criteria that we need, it will just depend on when you come to us. But we would always recommend to begin your application process as early as possible to give the most amount of time to prepare what you need.
Thank you for that point. If you are a student that you want to apply to Anglia Ruskin University, don't wait for the last minute. You can contact us. You have here is ready to help you to apply. You have our WhatsApp number, our email address, and you can ask for the information that you need to apply, and we will be happy to help you. This is free, so you can contact us now, and we will be happy to help you with your application. I think, Lauren, we have no more questions by now, but thank you for your time with us. It is a and all the students, if you want to apply to Anglia Ruskin University, this is the opportunity. Don't forget to contact Global Studies. And well, I want to invite you, everybody that is in that at 14 hours in UK time, we will be with Vishal Sharma. He will be talking about apply for June 2025 University of Suffolk Pathways programs in business and healthcare with flexible timetables. And we will be here for you at 14 hours. Don't forget to connect again. And thank you, Lauren, and thank you, everybody who was with us today. We will be happy to help everybody that is wants to apply to Anglia Ruskin University.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hugo. And thank you, everybody. It's been really lovely. And I hope to see you on campus soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. And thank you, everybody. Bye.